is meant for an adult audience. Loveline may contain sexually oriented content. Listener discretion is advised. This is Loveline. Loveline. With Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Hey, everybody, it's Loveline. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Dr. Drew is a board-certified physician and addiction medicine specialist. Michael Weatherly's here tonight. Pauley Perrette is here tonight from NCIS, which airs at 8 p.m. on CBS. And we had a lot of people waiting out front to actually... You know, Drew, you want to know why we're the world's worst radio host?
Why's that?
Because I pulled up the driveway and
asked the Sploozers who's on the show.
Saw the Sploozer. Yeah. Sploozer's a hybrid. Part spaz, part loser. These are the guys who wait with the autographs, who sell it on eBay. But I pulled up and I saw the Sploozer and I said, "What's up?" And they're like, I knew someone was on the show because the Sploozers were out there. And I said, "Who's on the show tonight?" And they said, "The NCIS guys are on." And I went, "The telephone guys?" And I went, "No, okay, I know what you're talking about." And I pulled up, and as I was pulling away, the guy yelled, "Drew asked the same thing." And I thought, that is horrible hosting that we have to ask this.
I added one thing. I said, "Oh, Jenny McCarthy rescheduled for tonight? Is that what you guys are here?"
Yeah. Go out there and see if they can tell us who's on Wednesday. It's not on the schedule. All right, so, but we're both here exceptionally early. I was, at least. Drew?
Yes, except, in fact, you drove them behind me. I was like,
so
what?
How long were they here then?
Oh, man, they got to get there early
More than
for you guys.
They got to intercept. They got to make sure you don't slip in ahead of them.
They were interceptionally.
Yeah. So they're there by 9:20.
I always like to hit one of them, just clip one of them a little bit.
Oh, they probably say thank you.
Yeah, no, it's just you set the precedent. You set it early.
Well done.
And then everyone
You saw the photo on eBay.
Yeah, you set the tone. I was talking to some folks today watching football over at Kimmel's house about the NCIS and the crime scene stuff.
Phenomenon.
Like it's couple of shows that have sort of taken over half of waking programming on network. It's incredible.
Yeah, but ours is funny.
Yeah, that other stuff
you may
isn't
not know
funny.
That, but that's the difference.
Yeah, and yours actually. What do all the other ones air at 9 or they air at 8?
Oh no.
Oh, no,
I don't know.
I think
we don't know when anyone airs except us. We're 8. We're 8 Tuesday nights.
You know, everyone else, they're the Beatles and the Who and the Stones. It's crap. We're the Monkees, man.
We're the Monkees.
And you know what?
Hey.
Daydream Believer. And we're taking that last train to Clarksville. We're having a good time doing it.
I like the fact that you guys have cracked a couple of beers, too, because normally that's reserved for the rock stars who come in here. And I like it. Don't get me wrong. Right. I'm not judging at all.
We don't play our instruments, Adam.
Except these guys aren't going to go off what the rock stars do. Not going to bomb it on us. Not going to throw ass at us.
Right. We're meeting Rodney at the Chateau Marmont later.
Now, you guys seem like more than just co-workers. You seem there's a chemistry between the two.
You are such an observant man.
Yeah, and all I'm saying is if you guys haven't discussed it, I can tell you that
I have to tell you, we've known that we're cousins for like our entire lives.
We both have Alabama bloodlines.
Recommending that you have a talk.
Not that changes anything.
There's an energy in here. There's an energy between the two of you. See?
Stop.
No, there's something there. Did you notice that?
It's all relative.
They're making out in the hall. That's what I figured.
Are you guys? Are you dating
said
or anything? Huh? Little something?
Nothing. No, Drew didn't see anything.
She likes boys named Michael.
I do.
Know that.
You can't expect people to work together for 16 hours in Montreal and not get it on eventually, all staying in the same condo complex.
It depends on the people that you're working together in the same complex.
Think about it. More than condo complex. They're in a sensory deprivation tank. Just the two of them having intense emotional experiences.
Interesting, because the other day we were actually talking about the
Adam
fact
and Dr. Drew living in a sensory deprivation tank.
That's actually not true. We were talking about the fact that the other day, really late, we were wondering if we were actually an experiment.
Oh, that's true.
If we were an experiment put together, and all of us in the little pod where we work all day long, and we spend all our time together.
A pod.
Yeah.
We work in a warehouse.
Are you in New York or are you in
Valencia?
In here?
Valencia.
Talk about layers.
Yeah, but then they don't want to go outside.
Texture.
See that they removed us and put us on our own little pod.
Not
together.
that Valencia is awful. It's a beautiful place, but it's hot as blazes.
Sunny Valencia, as we call it.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of pods, let me get this iPod thing off my mind.
Go, baby.
Okay, tonight and every night this week, we're giving away a brand new iPod Nano.
Nano.
with my kids will kill for.
We're big iPod fans.
Well, these Nanos are crazy.
big.
You seen the Nanos?
No, but we
Crazy.
are both iPod obsessed.
Okay, but these
So
things
is
are
my son.
like a credit card. They're 1,000 songs, 25,000 photos. All you have to do is listen for Nine Inch Nails song only as our bumper music. It's the music that plays coming out of commercial into the show.
Is the song called Only or Only 9 Inch Nails? What's it say there?
It says, there it is.
Oh, that's
is that
it?
Just read it, baby. Just read
Should
it.
everybody call? No, now's not the time you call. You call when you hear this as the bumper or lead-in music out of commercial break
Right.
into the show.
And
And
what
you're
do
the
you
first
get?
person to get through and say, you got to say iPod Nano to the screener who picks up the phone and you win. You got to be 18 years or older, and that's it.
I would call, but they took my cell phone away.
You got to be
Nano.
18 or older.
Yeah.
That means your boyfriend can't
That was
call.
the song.
Oh, uh-oh. It's on now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I popped the scab off that sexual wound.
Yeah, and some white stuff.
There's stuff coming. Oh, yeah.
That's he thinks he's like 12. Mike Weatherly does, but
Let's,
oops.
Speaking of white stuff pouring out, I had to give a little sperm sample
nice.
this morning over at the lab.
Did you go in kicking and screaming like last time?
Well-
Why do I have to give my sperm sample?
Well, first off, I know.
Are you pregnant?
I know sperm. I'm trying. We're trying to become pregnant.
Here's the
and-
hard part. Did they make you wait a week before you offered?
Let
Before the offering.
me just give the ladies a little sperm etiquette. I try to keep the chatter down to a dull roar when I'm on the other side of the paper thin hollow corridor trying to meet the maker.
Produce.
Yeah,
It's called
and
producing.
trying to produce. And let me just say this, Michael. I don't know if you're ever going to get into this situation. Maybe you already are. I thought to myself, thank Christ I've taught myself to beat off in the standing up position.
Finally.
Because otherwise I would be plowed on this sofa with this sampler cup it's wedged in a fat roll trying to catch something. It would be like a retarded person trying to get a butterfly. It would have been horrible. I thought, thank Christ. And that about the only dignity you have is that you're still on your feet.
Yeah.
You're like a beaten fighter, but you never hit the canvas.
Well,
You can say you're still
did
on
you
my
have to wait in line with some of your buddies?
No, well, they're all the other guys
Yes,
you can't
waiting in
establish
line.
eye contact
That's
with that
right.
are in the waiting room that got dragged in there, too.
In my production, we had to wait in line, stand in a line.
This is
and,
wrong. This is
and
wrong.
Wow.
Take your what you produced and hand it across the hall to the little Asian lady
Okay,
with the microscope.
okay. Now, Dr. Drew,
Yeah.
here's a question for you,
Yeah.
and maybe
So
Adam, you can
humiliating.
help me with this, just to understand. Maybe there's a way that you could have your special someone who's also maybe interested in the
Help you.
results of the sperm.
Yeah, but
sac.
no one does seems to do
They
that.
do that.
Well,
Oh,
why
someone-
not?
They offer
Wouldn't
that.
they
do
offer it
that.
up.
They offer,
They
but it'd be
do.
weird. You're not a
You
man.
lie
when you do
down.
that.
Schedule
How about this? You get a 20-minute massage, and then you get
Oh,
the
he means-
you
get a happy
produce.
release.
Yeah. Oh,
Why
look,
not? Listen, I
would
think-
be for that, but they don't have
Pauley
that.
Perrette?
You know what? I think this is all. I don't.
You've
think
never
that
had to
it's-
produce.
I'm not a guy, but all I know are my guy friends, and I don't think that, except whenever they're peacocking for other reasons, that it's all that hard.
It's not tough for the ace man, but I got to tell you, and let me tell you how bold I am. You're filling out the receptacle cup with the sticker on it that says, time of sperm sample. Let me tell you something. I opened my phone. It's like 8:22 in the morning. I wrote 8:25 on there. I knew make it under that wire. I was like Babe Ruth pointing at the bleachers. Come on, penis, don't fail me
Let's
now.
go.
Because
Let's go.
I'm writing this with pen, baby.
No
I ain't
doubt
gonna
about it.
scratch it out.
Did you make it?
Hell yeah!
Right out
So
of it.
how
Time
did
to spare.
how did it turn out? Do you have a good count there? Is that what?
Oh yeah, I was fine.
Did you have to wait before you produced?
There's a couple. There's a couple of beats that were tough. One is
No alcohol.
I left. I'm not used to ejaculating and not, being sober.
Was it
tough.
was it a rape?
That's what it felt like. Felt like I raped myself.
You raped the.
Well, a couple of things. First off, the lady offers you the use of the magazines and the movies, but you're too bold. You have too much bravado for that. Please, I don't need this. But as I said, I might as well take a peek anyway. So you just see what they got in there. That was funny. After I finished, I opened it just to take a curious peek and found something like naturally busty Euro babes, and I was like, oh man, I would have All right, we can't live in the past, but certainly could have made some use of it. I thought you'd have some lame crap that would be no use to me, but this you actually had pretty decent selection.
So even when it's as important as that, it was still about the ego.
Well,
Not ego. It's about the.
Even when you're alone in a room,
no,
it's
it's
still
about-
about
you're
what
not
the dudes
alone.
in
You
line
have
are
a-
thinking about.
No. It's about his experience.
Yeah.
It was a suboptimal experience.
Well, first
I
off,
think it's about the dudes in the waiting
no,
line.
no.
only-
He's thinking like a woman now.
it's
You're
only
missing what he's
chick.
saying.
You got. I don't like chicks saying, "Do you want to use this?"
He's
to
saying
help
he
you
missed
get
an
along?
opportunity to masturbate while looking at something that he would find particularly
Yes,
pleasing.
I
because
did. I could have turned.
because
I
he
could have
thought
turned it
there'd
into
only be-
lemonade.
He thought
Which
there'd
could
only
have
be
been
lame.
celebrated for a good reason.
No,
He
but
thought there'd only be lame magazines there, but there was stuff right in his wheelhouse.
And there may have been a scientific advantage to having the good stuff.
Might have produced a little more sperm.
More,
Yeah.
you
more
never know
volume.
what.
That's
I'll
right.
tell you.
You know, there could have been that little
That's
chemical
right.
release.
That's what I'm saying.
Big picture.
Yeah.
Big picture.
The other thing that was funny that movies were in there was like, as I was scrolling down, Pretty Woman, I noticed piled in there, and I thought, all right, look, maybe there's some Christian guy who wants to come in here and beat
about a
off his
hooker.
Julia Roberts.
Yeah.
And then Jerry Maguire, and I thought, all right, now I'm drawing the line. Like, now there's a part of me that wants to hustle out in the nursing station and go, what else goes on in here? Is this also kids' waiting room? Like, what?
SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yeah, I mean, it was, look, don't mix
no.
the Jerry Maguire with the porn. It's weird. The cabinet was, you're
Only so
using a
big.
valuable porn room in here.
Some Kenny Chesney videos.
Yeah.
I had to, the other thing I had to do is pull the sample thing. You know, they tell you to put it, and then you put it in the thing, and then you put it in a sack, and you give it to the, I had to pull the thing out and do more writing on it in front of the nurse, which is just pleasant.
Where's the vomit?
Oh,
The vomit.
yeah.
But I just thought, Drew, you have two boys.
Yeah.
They're, getting in,
you.
they're going to be getting into their teens.
Yep.
You must teach those lads to beat off standing up.
Oh, don't worry.
Don't get into one of those things where it's like, well, the only way they do it is if they wedge their joint between the box spring and the mattress and do a weird grind thing, because they will have places, workplaces, there will be situations where they need to take care of business, and you just can't lay down on the floor when you're 30,000 feet in the sky.
Yeah, that long flight to
DC-10.
Berlin. No, you need, you need
But
to
how
have
do you
some
do that
skills.
for real? Like, what do a dad say to his kid about something like that?
You don't say anything. You work with him.
Yes. No, that was.
Yes.
I remember my
You work
father
the
talked
beats
to me.
out.
Wait.
Yeah.
My father gave me a talk when I was about 13. He said, Junior, you may have some impulses that
Really?
the natural impulses. We're out on the. I grew up in Connecticut. We're out on the porch, and he said,
Darien. Can see it.
Wow.
Here's the here's the thing, Junior.
Stanford.
You want to do that, but don't enjoy it.
Wow.
That's interesting, because mine was, if you ever have any impulses, you're going to hell.
Oh, wow. That's bad.
No, I got
Exactly.
the Protestant work ethic applied to
Today was the first time I didn't enjoy it, actually.
Right, that's the point.
Here's what I want you to say to your kids when we're going to the phone, Drew.
all right.
You say to them, you must learn to sleep on your back, and you must learn to beat off on your feet, because
That's nice.
Because let me tell you,
Because
that
on long-air
that
flights-
12-hour flight
Yeah.
is nothing. You're sawing logs, or you're beating yourself to a pulp inside a room the size of a broom closet.
It's all good.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, all good.
The world is your oyster if you can beat off on your feet
And sleep on your back.
and sleep on your
you
back.
had a lot
You're
to think about in
done.
that little room today.
Oh, I went all the way through it. Brittany,
Yeah.
18. What's up?
Hey.
What's up?
My question is, okay, I just got out of a 3-year relationship where my boyfriend treated me really bad. He liked to hit on me.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, hold on a second. How do you do the sample when you're on your back?
You don't.
I mean, what do you do?
Well, you kind of...
What,
You need the Zamboni.
I mean, it's a secondhand sample.
Yeah, probably.
That's a crime scene. You're just getting DNA
We'll be there.
off the guy's
if
belly.
If there's a crime scene, we're there for you, man.
We bag
We're
and
there.
tag. We'll rope it off.
And we'll make you laugh at the same time.
Yeah, there's going to be hairs and stuff mixed
Yeah,
in,
it's bad,
lint.
bad.
I
It's a
mean,
bad
dog
scene.
hair.
It's a bad
It's a bad scene. I was just thinking, I said, thank Christ, I
scene.
work on my feet. Yeah. Brittany,
And by the way, are you doing in vitro or what's happening?
I don't know.
Oh, for God's
I don't
sakes.
listen to anything. I just know the beat
my
off
God,
part.
your wife's going to hate you.
That's all. Brittany,
Yeah.
what's up?
Okay.
Oh, your boyfriend hits you?
Hits
Yeah.
on her, she said. But
He
is
beats
that
her
like
up.
a
Beats her up.
He
Yeah.
beats on you.
Yeah.
I dated him for 3 years, and I finally kicked him out.
How old was he?
Yeah. It's been
How-
about a month and a half.
How old was he?
He was 21.
Ugh. So since he was dating you when he was 18 and you were 15.
Yeah.
All right, hold
Get
on.
that music up. Thank you.
Hold on. I've
Thank
heard
you.
enough. I've heard enough, Drew. I know I've been wrong. Almost every time I've made this allegation, but this time I know it in my heart of hearts. A man knows when he's right.
Ready.
Brittany, North Carolina, 18, dating at 15, a physically abusive boyfriend.
Heavy accent.
Jew. Am I right, Brittany? You're Jewish?
No.
Oh, my
music.
God. I can't believe it. I'm over 30 on this one. I'm sorry, Brittany. So what do you want to do with this guy?
Okay, well, I kicked him out.
Good.
And I met
How long did he beat on you before you kicked him out?
Well, for a year when we dated.
All right, please. Come on, Anderson. This is sad.
Kicked him out of where?
Out of my house.
Wait, you're 15?
Mom's house. This is the way it's done today.
Mom's house?
When I turned 15, I moved in with him.
Oh, boy.
Nice idea.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. This is bad. Now, what were you running away? You must have had a horribly abusive environment at home, too, to run away from that. Oh, yes, Brittany, please. Who are you kidding? Yeah, you got 15-year-olds that do that are running away. So you ran away from one abusive environment into another. What are we going to do today?
Okay, so now I met this other boy, and I've only been broke up for a month and a half, 2 months.
Do you really like this other boy?
Yeah, and every
Don't
time
do
I'm
it.
not
Then
with
forget
him-
it. Then forget it. If you're really into him, it's going to be another abuser. Guarantee it.
But see, he's older. He's 29.
Okay. All right. What's he do?
Okay,
Welder.
Something around
Mufflers.
metal?
how did you know?
Just, you know?
We just select you
Check
that
the
way.
gut. What does he do? Does he weld?
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh. So bad. So bad. Welders are the worst. One day I'm going to make a laminate so you ladies can put it in your pocketbook and check it. Welder, bottom of the list, then it's roofer, then it's drywaller. We still even got up to pedophile. Yeah.
Just so you know what's on it, with what we see. We have none of that information.
There's no weld. There's nothing that says welding on it.
We just know the syndrome.
No, this is like going and watching some sort of psychic.
It's Karnak. Yeah, I know it's Karnak. It's weird. Freak ourselves out.
Brittany, this is Michael talking to you, and I am completely freaked out because these guys are magicians. How did they know welder?
Because we've talked to a billion Brittany's.
All
right, so now Brittany, so listen, if these guys actually have sussed out
Who this guy is.
through the context of a very few little pieces of information, what the deal is, I have a feeling that you should listen to what they say.
So here we go. Brittany,
thanks.
if you're attracted to the guy, he's going to be an abuser. So what you have to do is either A, get some treatment for that, or B, learn to live with relationships that are not quite so dramatic and exciting. Because every one of those you go for is going to be a disaster.
It does say here this guy has kids.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
2 kids.
So much the better.
Yeah.
Probably.
Why at 18 do you want to fill your backpack with that much sand?
Well, see,
You know what I
when
mean?
I'm not with the 29-year-old, all I do is cry and everything about...
Right. But here, Brittany, let me give you a quick inspirational thing that you're not going to do, and then we're going to move on and forget about it. But it is an opportunity. This is a cross. You're 18. You're not 38. You're 18.
You got time.
Most girls would be graduating from high school about now and thinking about their future.
Right.
You don't have to get married. You don't have to be a mother to some kids.
You don't have to
that
have a
you don't
man.
even know. You don't even have to have a man. As a matter of fact, the best thing you could do right now is to be single, sort out a few thoughts, not get pregnant, not get a venereal disease, and start focusing on your future.
And if you have a mood problem when you're without the guy, get that taken care of. Don't treat it by taking on another abusive a-hole.
And here's something, girls, that isn't said enough. If you're with anyone who abuses you ever, verbally or physically, leave. Done.
Well, she
Goodbye.
did, finally. She
Yeah,
did.
well, finally, exactly.
But the problem what you got to realize, the reality of that is the problem is they'll find another one. They'll go from one to the next.
That is
I don't
true.
understand what took so long. I really don't.
We never do.
Yeah.
Well, here's the...
Because it happens so quick.
Yeah.
Part of our Karnak act here.
Here's
We read the guests, too.
Here's the thing. So, Brittany, please. I mean, here's we're making fun of you because of the whole white trash angle of this, but why don't you prove us wrong? I know it's amusing to you. And here's what it is. If you got a booger hanging out of your nose and everyone is pointing at it, why don't you go ahead and clear it out instead of laughing at everyone is laughing at you? You sound like you're on a collision course with a rope belt, a banjo, and a house that has wheels on it that's going to either be flooded or blown away.
That'll be quaint.
That would be
I would wish
plain.
that for her.
Yes, that's Ellie Mae.
Yeah.
This is different. This is meth and tons of illegitimate
go.
kids.
There you
This
go.
is the new Ellie Mae.
Do you think there's anything Italian neorealism is going to do for her? Like some Antonioni or Fellini? Is there a video store that can...
Can they straighten her out?
Italians. The ex-boyfriend was an
See, she
Italian.
get our
Yeah.
listeners are far too concrete for that kind
All
of
right, so listen, Brittany, what do you?
I don't date
wanna,
Italians.
What do you want to do? What do you want to do?
I don't know. The 29-year-old who's
I don't
really
care about
nice.
guys. What do you want to do
With your life.
And the other thing you need to do is not wrap your worth and your personality
Around guys.
men, or how desirable or undesirable you are around men. Just
What do you wanna
Brittany.
do?
What does Brittany want to do?
I just want to have a good life, be happy.
Doing what? Why don't you decide what that is for you?
Yeah.
Not by virtue of caving, fusing with another person, blending your life into somebody else who, by the way, will be an abuser.
Yeah, why don't you why don't you decide what you want to do and think about some goals and try to achieve them?
Right.
Well,
There you
right
go.
now I am going to school to be a registered nurse. I am.
There we
Focus
go.
on
That's
that. There
it.
you go.
That's
Stay
it.
focused.
on.
Get through your
Nurse.
training. The stuff will look a little different to you eventually.
Oh,
Become a psych nurse and you get some insight and all this stuff.
That's
Really?
a good idea.
Yeah.
psych nurse. What do they do?
They hand out the sperm samples, Adam. You
Oh,
know.
really?
Well, they
And study themselves.
No, I just see them restraining people all day long.
Yeah,
That's all.
there's that.
Just lashing
My nurse,
people to gurneys.
no, my nurses on the chemical dependency unit are extremely talented.
Really?
And have great understanding of people and how the stuff works. They would be.
Let me translate extremely talented, perform great fellatio on Drew.
No.
Exquisite. Oh, they're
No.
bad at it?
No.
Where they bite?
No.
Use their teeth?
No.
Well, then
Little
what's
teeth
wrong with their
sound.
fellatio? Look, let's just keep moving. I don't have
actually
the time to
offended.
talk about their fellatio. Well, Drew, you can't be offended because I don't know what fellatio means. Brian?
I think it's Italian.
That's what I'm
It's some sort of
saying.
scone.
Yeah.
Fellini again.
Yeah, you get fellatio with raisins.
Exactly.
Brian.
Yeah.
Brian? 16, go ahead.
Hey, all right. I have been crushing painkillers and snorting them.
What, like OxyContin or what are you taking? Percocet?
Percocets, hydrocodone, codeine, Valium.
All right, yeah. Well, Valium is not just a painkiller. Valium is a benzodiazepine. So now you're an opiate addict. You're a heroin addict, basically. So what do you want to do about it? What do you want to do?
I didn't know it was that serious.
You're a heroin addict.
Why snort?
It's a little faster. Well, maybe a little bit more of a peak. Or
Is it in and out of you a little bit faster?
just
though?
in you a little faster? Maybe. It depends what the drug is. But of course, there's acetaminophen, there's Tylenol
Yeah,
complex.
when you
in it.
crush them, though, you lose a little of it. A little gets stuck on whatever you're
Well,
crushing it with.
And the Tylenol doesn't do much of anything, does it?
Yeah.
Isn't there something about absorption in the blood vessels
Right,
in the
it's more-
nose
it's
that it goes instantaneously into your blood
Right,
system?
but this isn't pure opiate. He's got opiate with Tylenol in the crush he's making.
All right.
So, all right. Anyway, but Brian, the issue is not the snorting. The issue is the opiate addiction. What do you want to do about it? And the benzos, which will give you a nice seizure if you stop using them suddenly.
I don't know, because I smoke a lot of cigarettes as well, and
Yeah,
I'm
well,
trying to
that's
get off all that stuff together. And
Well, the
I'm-
opiates and the benzos are something that should be done in a hospital. I've really rarely seen it successfully done as an outpatient, and certainly not in terms of keeping you off it. So,
Brian.
you're in Maryland. There's lots of people
Yeah.
out there that treat addiction. Take advantage of that. But the combo of the benzodiazepine and the opiate is going to be a very difficult detox.
Well, here's
It
the
should be done in
good
hospital.
news, Brian. You're 16. You know, we talk to people that are in their 30s and lost everything. You got nothing to lose. You got like a Cheryl Teague's poster and a Peachy folder,
And it is
or whatever you have at 16. You
there's
got
a-
like an Xbox to lose.
There's a point here, too, that the withdrawals are usually much milder under the age of 18.
Yeah.
In fact, that's one of the problems. People start believing they can start
Right.
and stop when they wish.
So,
but
Brian,
that's not
here's
that
your
way.
opportunity. You may not get it again.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Enjoy. Whatever.
Yeah, people are like sponges absorbing our pearls of wisdom.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. Whatever.
Yeah. I like when I start laughing. Like, give an inspirational speech to me, Drew.
This is your chance, Adam. You can get off opiates, get in the hospital. Those benzos are going to give you a seizure. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Woo! That's some good stuff. You do one of them comedy albums. You regular Richard Pryor, MD Pryor. That's some funny ass. Well,
So
I'll tell
go
you
ahead and
what.
have a seizure. It's fine. That's right. You can have a seizure about 6-7 days out.
I'm going to have a seizure if you keep me laughing this hard, Doc. This is good stuff.
What was the question there?
I don't know.
Hey,
guess what? I'm on drugs.
Well, he wants
That's
to know
the
if the
question?
snorting is going to cause trouble.
Yeah, it all causes trouble.
Yeah,
There's the answer to
snorting
all
is
of it.
the problem.
Yes.
People really don't realize, too, how long this can, how long you can, well, you're never going to win the battle with drugs. I mean, I hate to sound trite and corny. It'll eventually get you, but you don't want it to wait till you're in your 40s and then look back and have no life from, 15 to 45. Just nip it at 17 or 16 and move on.
The other unfortunate thing, that the more we learn about drugs abuse and addiction, the more we see the persistent changes in the brain. And people don't appreciate, and I don't mean brain damage. I mean that.
Oh, that's no more, Drew. Come on, man. It sure hurt my side, man.
Now we got to go to break.
Well, what else, Drew? Seriously, what else does it do?
I can't, because I need it to be.
What else would it do? Go ahead. What does it do to your brain?
It does bad things.
It changes the motivation system.
It's something about an egg?
Permanently. Permanently.
That is great stuff. Are you writing this down? You're going to forget this. You better write this down. All right. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back after this.
Don't do drugs.
Hey, everybody. It's Loveline. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. Michael Weatherly here tonight. Pauley Perrette here tonight. NCIS airs Tuesday nights, 8 o'clock on CBS.
Don't forget to listen to that 9 Inch Nails song. Give away a free iPod Nano for the first person who calls in and says iPod Nano. And I guarantee it won't be early in the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the song. And that's,
Don't call now.
It's going to be in the last hour, I'm sure. We want people to keep listening.
All right. Let's keep on keeping on and talk to Eric, who told his girlfriend she's cervical cancer due to STDs.
Oh, boy.
Possibly alcoholic. Drew knows you love reading. What? Can't trust guys in relationships. Let's talk to 6, and then we'll get back to Eric. Sarah?
Yeah.
You're 22?
Yes, sir.
Are you good looking?
I pull my weight.
She pulls her weight.
That could be bad.
This would be like a
dump truck pulls its weight.
The dog's and I did her on.
I'm good looking, but I don't want to sound cocky or anything.
All right.
Fair enough.
You know what? But just go ahead and say it. If you're good looking, you're good looking. Like, I know I'm hot. And, I don't have any problems with talking about it. It's part of who I am.
You sound like Michael.
Oh, that's kind of
Well, no. I mean, Michael knows I'm hot. If that's...
Michael talks about how hot you are all the time.
That's
It's
what
like,
I'm saying.
Michael, enough. Something else.
Go ahead, Sarah. Yeah. Go ahead, Sarah.
Okay, well, I guess before you guys could guess my background and everything, I'll just go ahead and lay it all out.
Thank you.
Okay, well, I'm 22, and I was molested by my cousin when I was younger, when I was 8 or 9 or something. Mm-hmm. And my mom passed away when I was 6, and I have a really good relationship with my dad.
Your mom
passed away.
Oh, passed away when you were 6. All right.
And I busted my behind in high school, got a scholarship to move out because me and my dad's ex-wife, his second wife, didn't get along. Mm-hmm. When I went to college, I got into really harsh drugs. And about 2 years ago, I became drug-free because I was at an underground party and I was rolling, and I ended up getting raped. And then I don't really remember that much of it, so it wasn't too traumatizing. Of course, it was bad because.
Yeah. All right.
And
since then, my dating habits kind of changed.
Your what? Dating habits?
Yeah. Since being raped, or since getting off drugs?
All
right.
That kind of happened simultaneously.
Right.
Are you in the program, or are you just abstinent right now?
No, I totally just went cold turkey and just stopped everything after that happened. So I guess it was kind of a double-edged sword. It was the best thing and the worst thing that happened to me because.
Yeah.
When you don't get involved in some sort of recovery program, it can be a very unpleasant road.
Well, no, I'm fine with that. Honestly,
all right, here.
I went to therapy twice, and because I.
Well, you're cured then.
Yeah, cured twice.
Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah,
well, no,
twice is once too many. You go once, you're cured.
I couldn't stay with it. As soon as there's some sort of progress being made,
All
I
right.
felt instead of, like, progressing, I
Sarah.
was just, like,
Sarah,
becoming more sad.
Sarah, hot chicks are
Don't listen.
endless. They don't listen, and they can talk their asses off. Sarah,
Yes.
even when you yell their name. Here's the deal. The rape incident probably didn't help what you thought about men, but I would say your childhood probably had more to do with that than being raped as an adult, because the cement was sort of dry in your brain already, although it can definitely have an adverse effect on you. I wouldn't pin everything on this event that you don't remember that happened when you were an adult.
Right. It can cause a sort of PTSD reaction, but...
Right. I would go back and examine the traumatic childhood you had and focus on that more than the rape incident that happened later on.
And you basically have two choices. You can keep going to therapy, as painful as it is. If these were easy things to do, you do them automatically on your own, but they're very painful, and the fact that it is uncomfortable means you are working, which is a positive thing. Or you can go to a 12-step program, get a sponsor, begin working steps, and maybe sort of find a more
A 12-step
acceptable...
program for, like, drugs? Or
Yes, you're a drug
even
addict.
Even though I've been sober for, like...
Let me
Oh, look, there's people in there who've had one hit off a joint in 1961, and they've been in there for 45 years.
Well, beside that,
Yes.
the fact, though, is with her...
You don't have to be a drug addict.
That you do, but the fact is that, Sarah, if you don't replace your drugs and alcohol with some process, anxiety and depression becomes overwhelming. So you have a choice.
Yeah. What?
Being raped, doing drugs is not...
She doesn't remember the rape, though. She doesn't
Exactly,
recall it.
but a lot of times people will blame themselves. Like, if I wasn't doing drugs, I wouldn't have been raped. That is not your fault. Rape is a crime. That was committed by a criminal. That is not your fault. Drugs is one problem.
It's not a sexual
It's not
crime.
sexual.
Right.
Not sexual.
It's not. That is something
Not
that you
sexual.
have
All right,
two
Drew, don't
big
give me
issues to
color.
do.
Adam,
That's
please.
two big issues.
No.
Please.
One is
No.
drug addiction and one is rape. But the rape often people make that connection that if I wasn't on drugs, I wouldn't have been raped.
The reason she was raped is because she was sexually... People have been sexually abused become perfect victims. And when we see a rape in adolescence, we know that there'll be a rape later on.
Guilty of drug abuse, not
So
guilty of causing a rape.
The rape can, of course not. The rape can trigger a post-traumatic stress reaction, another thing. But this is a bigger picture of trauma and addiction, and that's what will be treated. And so-
All right, let's talk to Eric, who's 28. Eric,
Yeah, hi.
what's happening?
What's happening? How is everyone, by the way?
Good. What's up?
Okay.
You just checking in on us?
Yeah.
No, I was just wondering.
Drew, is there, the problem with this show is you can't make small talk with us, and I take it out of the studio. It's my problems. Like, I'll be at some dinner party, and someone will go, how you doing? Good.
Anyway.
How you doing all right? Yeah, what is it? Let's get going. Let's get to it. Just make some small talk while we're waiting at the bar here. Okay, let's go. You have a question? No? Oh, well, then why are you talking to me? Let's go now. Were you raped? What happened? Yeah, you can't make any small talk anymore. You don't realize how much of a conversation is just this sort of, fluff that's in between
And it was
in
just your
between the
waiter,
pillow
man.
ends.
It was just your waiter.
Yeah. How's it going? Yeah, let's go. Let's keep it going now. Yeah. I know that's my new move, actually. When I go out to eat, I order everything in one big lump. I don't like that part where you order the wine and then they come back 25 minutes later. My feeling is if you got them, you know what the worst move is? The worst move is when the person you're sitting with tells them you need a minute. My wife and I, this happened a few months back. It was that thing where it's like, yeah, I'm ready to order. Can you give us a minute? The person turned up. No, that ain't a minute, sweetie. That's 39 minutes.
Right.
That means we're now officially off the radar.
Right.
We ain't in line anymore, you understand? We're just in our car.
Yeah.
We're out.
You weren't ready to land the aircraft. Now we're up by Santa Barbara.
Go
again.
back in line.
But
Go back.
well, here's the thing: we ain't even in a holding pattern
you
above
go
the
back.
airport.
No.
We're just going back
Go back
from
to
whence
Palmdale.
we came.
Go back
yeah.
to Palmdale and go back around.
Not on the radar. When you tell somebody, when you tell that waiter or waitress, we need a minute, then you're screwed. Now, here's what we can do: I can order slowly, and you can get your ass together. By the way, linguine and clams every time. Anyways, really. You even have to look at the menu. But ordered that. That's when I went through the roof. But the waitress comically passed us 33 times, and I would get angrier each time, and I couldn't have a conversation anymore until the person she'd banished from our table came back into the kingdom.
Speaking of anger, am I the only one here just dying?
It is hot.
I can't breathe in here.
Exquisitely hot in here.
Breathe.
Yes, I'm wearing.
It went down 1 degree.
I'm wearing shorts.
But it shuts off when it goes. Somebody reset the damn thing. I cannot breathe in here.
What happened to the dial?
I don't know, but this is so unacceptable.
Borneo.
I can't even tell you. I don't get upset about you. Get upset. This kills me. This is
Well, I don't get upset about the thermostat.
Wow.
Let me just tell a lovely story. The last time they locked the thermostat on us, it was in the other studio and it was in the other room, and they had one of those stupid glass fish bowls around the thing. And I was frying in the studio, and I came walking around, and I said, what's up? Will you lower the thermostat? And they're like, no, we locked it. We can't get to the thing. And I said, oh, you can't get it open? I can get it open. And I jumped up on the console, and I kicked it off the wall, and the thing went flying and shattered. And then I lowered it. And then I got home that night and realized I had to do Howard Stern at 4 a.m., and I needed my Zephyr hooked up with the ISDN. Or whatever it was, and I had to call the station and talk to an engineer, and I was like, hey, man, I'm really in a bind over here. You think you could get the ISDN hooked up? And he's like, how's that thermostat doing, brother? And I'm like,
fixing that now.
Yeah, I'm working on the thermostat. And so the moral of the story is, do not physically attack equipment where you work and then expect the folks that have to fix what you attack to come by your house and work on your stuff. That's the moral of that story. But you want me to kick this, Drew? I will kick it.
I want something done. That's
Eric?
Not right.
Hello.
Sorry.
By the way, the only studio in this whole building that's 88 degrees.
It is hot in here.
The rest of them are 68.
Go, Eric.
I had a question for Dr. Drew.
Yeah, Eric.
Can cervical cancer, can that form from an STD?
Yes, it's caused by cervical warts, by genital warts, human papillomavirus. That's what causes it. And perhaps herpes may have a role to play, too.
And anything else?
No,
Okay,
that's what
I
causes
was wondering if they can find the corrupted
You
cells.
can't get cervical cancer unless it was you were exposed
That's
to
what
warts.
they're thinking now, yeah.
Really? They didn't think that.
I know.
Once upon a
They're
time.
tending to think
That's
that way
new
now.
info from Dr. Drew.
They're really thinking it's causative. And so, by the way, that's why they're advocating circumcision, because men are less likely to get the warts and transmit the warts. In fact, I'm holding here a new article about AIDS. Here's an AIDS expert Saturday advocated male circumcision as the best available vaccine against the virus in Africa.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I am
That
circumcised.
it decreases the probability of these things getting into your system as a male, and thereby you transmitting it to the female. And certain subsets of the virus...
Well, it's sort of the difference between a... I guess let's just say a smooth ball when it hits the dirt would not gather as much dirt as one that was textured or it had flaps on it or something like that.
Flaps to hold it there.
Would hold it there.
Exactly.
So, I mean, the foreskin actually captures and hangs on to whatever the virus or whatever is going on and then transmits it.
A little flavor
to the
saver.
female.
Well, now that it increases the probability the male is going to get the actual infection, and then he gives it to the female.
Well, someone will just give this heads up to the good folks over there in Africa, and they'll hop right on that.
No
Because
pun
that's the way it works over there. We just
Right
give them a
on
little heads up. Hey, folks, need you to put some condoms on. Pow!
Get circumcised.
Done. Done and done. You don't have to say it twice. Done. And that's why there's no problems in that part of the world.
It's all taken care of.
It's all taken care of. You give them you get one quick heads up. You don't have to say it twice. Snap it,
Snip,
action.
snip, and condom. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but there's certain subsets of the wart virus tends to be the one that persists through time that is most at risk for the cervical cancer. And, if your girlfriend you're having sex with her, you've got the wart virus, and you should consider yourself infectious, too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless you want to think about abstinence, Eric, which is always a...
Okay, I have one more question, if that's okay.
1 second. By the way, I'm participating in this Trojan sort of...
is that a USC thing?
No, it's a Trojan condom research.
Although he is an alum.
Yeah, and
Go ahead.
but I've watched UCLA games.
Yeah.
And
Puss. P. Whippo.
But I've just listened to literature research on condom effectiveness, and it is overwhelming how effective condoms are. All this BS about condoms being, maybe not, or not. Oh, my God. When you really look at the literature and you go over the last, 3 years of medical literature, it's overwhelming.
That's fantastic, because it shouldn't be only the female's responsibility. That is fantastic. Condoms should be celebrated.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Well,
by all people at all times.
Yeah.
Even on Sunday.
Yeah. Well, it'd be nice if the folks in some of the parts of the world would hop on the condom bandwagon and start using
Washington,
those things.
D.C.?
Yeah, right. That's right.
It'd be nice to get them into it, too.
Yeah.
But, wherever we drop them off, they should just put them on. And put them on immediately. Yeah. And don't wait for sex.
Let's take a break. I want to put one on right now.
Oh, you don't have yours on?
No. No.
I got mine on. I got mine on. You want to buddy up? You want to get in mine?
No.
Two guys in a sleeping bag?
I like my own. I would.
Okay. You need to buddy up.
I don't have mine.
You want a buddy breathe?
We're going to talk about the Magnum, too, because I'm a little confused about the Magnum.
Magnums are just a little bit bigger
great TV
at the
show.
tip.
Oh.
But the actual bigger condoms are called Magnum XLs.
XL?
Magnum XLs, yeah. Those are the actual. Magnums are just kind of a cool
We'll
brand.
never need those.
Mm-hmm.
That's all right.
Well, you and Adam. But anyway, here we go.
Well, if we start doubling, we start buddying up.
No, I just saw them the other day in Mark Harmon's trailer, and I didn't know what
Oh, he's got a gay buddy who's hung. Sad.
I'm a big boy.
I didn't know he was gay. You know, you don't see in movies so much anymore where they do that thing where they're underwater and they got the scuba tank, but I only got one scuba tank and yours is out of air, and we got to do that buddy breathing thing.
Yeah.
It used to be about every third movie someone was doubling up
National
on the
Treasure,
breathing.
They did
That's
that.
'cause-
National
they did?
Treasure, the movie. Yeah.
Breathe. Okay,
the
now it's my turn.
Navy SEAL, he jumped down underwater and the guy.
I like the buddy. I like the buddy breathing.
I think you can get the Hep C from that.
That's probably what it is. Dangerous message.
Yes,
Nobody wants to
exactly.
work with that actress.
Yeah.
You know, they're all like,
That's why we'd be underwater, and you'd want to buddy up with me, and I'd be pointing at a canker sore on your lip. Sorry. My friend, salt water's not going to make a dent in that. Sorry, you'll die. I know your foot's trapped in the wreckage, but I'm sorry.
That's what it goes.
Well, I'll get a dental dam and come down if you're still here. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back after this. Hey, everybody. It's the Loveline. Holly, here's the deal. You got to get him before the show starts.
She's
Sorry.
got the rock
Or
star
after.
Sorry
thing.
about that.
Pauley Perrette is here tonight. Michael Weatherly.
I'm sorry. Polly's got to think about her bladder.
Pauley Perrette, that's what you get.
Yeah, he writes me songs with my name in them. Everything that rhymes with Perrette, which isn't easy. You have like Barrette and Get. And
Let me.
mine are a lot more.
I'll give you a little. I'll give you a little bladder tip. If you don't chug beers, you'll not urinate.
Henry
as
Miller
often.
said it's a sign of genius. Right,
chugging
Drew?
beers.
Right?
That's what you said.
I don't
That
know
is what I
that
said.
name. NCIS,
He
which
works down the
airs
block at the deli. He's very cool.
Tuesday nights, 8 o'clock on CBS. Big premiere last week, and second episode coming up this Tuesday. Yes, Drew, who do you want to talk to?
Quick one. One of those two you pick.
All right, let's see. Let's go with Jessica's been on hold for 73
she's
minutes.
calling in already.
Jessica, you're 20?
I'm 20, yes.
What's up?
Well, Dr. Drew said once that a while back that he really enjoyed reading. And
Yeah,
the thing is, I wrote
That's
a book.
where we parted ways.
I know Adam hates that.
I
Hates
didn't
that
find
about
that
me.
out.
I know. He would never have sat for all these years had he known that.
Well, you know, once in a while you find out some guy you like, and you see him. You learn that he smacked his wife, or you find out he's a racist, or
Yeah.
you find out he's a communist, and you're like, we can't hang anymore.
Right, this
That's
is-
when I found out Drew was into reading.
That was reaction.
was worse, actually.
So anyway,
You wrote a book, Jessica?
Yes, I did. And I was hoping I could tell Drew about it, and if he's interested, I could send him a free copy.
This is going to be huge. What's it called?
It's called Exodus.
Uh-huh. And what's it about?
Well, it's kind of about the Holocaust, only if it happened here and now, like it took place in present day and in our country.
Oh, he doesn't like reading fiction. He likes good text, stuff he can really learn
But
from.
maybe it would make him a better person to broaden his horizons. I mean, everyone could use some more culture, right?
Yeah. I talked to Drew during the break, and he said F horizons. He's tired of his
always send
horizons
stuff
being
in, Jessica.
broadened.
We'll take a look at it.
I'd like to start reining in my horizons. I'm tired of broadening them. Let's start focusing our horizons,
Good
everybody.
idea. Good idea.
How long can you broaden your horizon? You really should start focusing and narrowing it down, and
a
actually
point.
finding what your horizon is best at, instead of just being a jack of all horizons and a master of no
I
horizons.
hate it when the sun comes up. Hate.
You hate, the sun.
Horizons, yes.
Yeah, even the sun coming up in general is bad.
Bad, very bad. Horizons is overrated.
I would be fine if the sun came up about 12 hours later than whenever
4 p.m.,
whenever
5
it does.
p.m.,
Yeah,
6,
makes sense.
Totally.
Makes sense. Be a better society. Eventually, we'd all turn into weird druid like creatures, like in Omega
Moles,
Man.
mole
Our
creatures.
eyes would go white. We'd all get all pink. We'd
Don't
all look
judge,
like
don't
Larry
judge.
Flint. Yeah, it'd be awesome.
Isn't that how it is in Iceland, though?
Yeah.
That's what
Hi,
happens there.
Siri.
Scott,
Yes.
you're 22.
Yes.
What's up?
Question for Dr. Drew. No, I
both of my grandparents on both my parents' side, like my grandfather, my grandmother on my mom's side, and my grandfather and my grandmother on my mom's side they were heavy alcoholics. But my real father, he doesn't drink, and my mother doesn't drink either. Right. And I just want to know what the probability of me being an alcoholic is.
Do you feel like you've got momentum with alcohol?
Somewhat. I mean, like, I know that it can eventually become a problem. It's starting to snowball a little bit.
All right. Well, here's the deal. So you've got the gene, whatever the probability, it's 100% because you're describing that tendency. And one of your parents has the gene but never expressed the disease because they saw how it devastated their own parents, so they restricted their relationship with alcohol. And you can still have the genetic potential. Just because you have the potential doesn't mean you're going to have the disease.
Yeah, okay.
In your case, you haven't lived around the devastation from the disease. You have the gene. It sounds like you started a relationship with alcohol. It picks up momentum, and off you go. Right.
Plus, you're calling from Wisconsin, so you almost have to drink.
And are you Irish?
No, I'm not. I'm actually French.
Aha,
French.
Yeah, I know you have a
I think you're going to be all right then.
French is very rare alcohols.
Excellent wine.
Yeah.
Excellent wine, though.
Is there something else in your... Oh.
It's funny, though, because they start... You know, they put wine in their cereal, and kids are drinking when they're 9.
They killed off all the alcoholics.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, that's why...
During the Revolution?
No, because they exposed them to so much alcohol culturally, they all died of alcoholism.
Oh, really?
And the people left behind can tolerate the alcohol.
Oh, that's what I'm shooting for with my family.
They have one of the highest incidences of cirrhosis with the lowest incidence of alcoholism.
What about heart?
Wow.
Isn't that interesting? Yeah.
So you mean you start drinking at 11,
and you don't get disease, no alcoholism, but you can have consequences from the use, and when you find out the consequences, you stop using. Pow, stop.
Chocolate. Yeah. All right, let's take a little break. We'll be right back after this.
Shop, 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 shop.
Hey, everybody, it's Loveline. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. Michael Weatherly here tonight. Pauley Perrette here tonight from NCIS Tuesdays.
It's
8 p.m.
It's also known as Schnizzle on the Nizzle, NCIS.
CBS.
Yeah.
Drew.
That's what we do.
Were you trying to say something?
Doggy, Dr. Drew was at your door.
That's right. I'm knocking with an iPod Nano. It's night, and each night this week we're giving away a new iPod Nano, and all you have to do is listen for the 9 Inch Nails song only as a bump-in music. That's the music we hear coming out of commercial like that. This is the music. This is not the time to call, however.
Don't call.
And the first person to call who says iPod Nano when they hear this music, who's 18 years or older, will win an iPod Nano.
So you got to do the only part right, because it's confusing that it's the 9 Inch Nails song only in our bumper music the way you say it.
Okay, the song you just heard, which is called "Only" by 9 Inch Nails.
Right, in the bumper.
Is that a hit song? Is that like a big giant hit tune?
Well, it's Trent Reznor. I mean, come on.
It's a new one? All right. Well, I'm trying to catch up. I'm 51 years old.
Don't be Squaresville, Daddy. Dino?
Yo.
You're 21?
Yes, sir.
You want to play some Germany or Florida with us?
You bet.
All right. You give us a story. We'll give you the answer. Tell you whether it's Germany or Florida. Go ahead.
I'm ready to go. A veterinarian thought the x-ray was a joke. He'd seen strange items get into the stomachs of dogs before, like kebab skewers or small utensils. But a 13-inch serrated knife that somehow was followed by a 6-month-old puppy, that was a new one. I was just flabbergasted, the vet said. Elsie, a St. Bernard puppy, apparently had the blade between her esophagus and stomach for about 4 days before it was removed earlier this week in a 2-hour operation.
Germany or Florida? Well, I hear Elsie and St. Bernard.
I think Germany, yeah.
I think Germany.
But the clues are there. Let's use our forensic.
But on the other hand, no one spends money on pets like Americans.
And not only that, but I'm an animal rescuer. I'm just saying. There's a lot of Florida.
Yeah. You feel Florida. Polly's going to Florida. Michael, what do you think, Germany or Florida?
I did a film in Germany once, and I'm gonna go with Germany.
Oh, yeah?
I've spent a little time with the people there, and
they like their dogs.
Yeah, they like knives.
They like knives.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
They like knives. They like St. Bernard.
Yes, but the German knives would have sliced them all apart.
There's never been a serial killer in Florida. Like, no crime.
14-inch.
No crime in Miami.
14-inch. What did you say? 14-inch or 13-inch serrated knife?
Definitely America.
13-inch serrated knife.
Here's the thing. A 13. This is 13 inches.
It's a puppy.
In a serrated knife.
But a St. Bernard puppy's a big dog.
It's not bigger than you are. You would notice a 13-inch serrated knife in your gullet.
And you think somebody shoved it down? Now we're in Florida.
Now we're in Florida.
I just think it's a little hyperbole on the.
I think it was
journalistic excess.
I think it was a drunk Frenchman in Germany.
I've got a little Florida feel.
There's a guy from Miami in Germany.
All right, so who are you going?
Florida.
Oh, you're changing to
Got
Florida.
a little Florida feel.
All right, Michael and I are going Germany. Paulie and Drew going Florida.
You going Florida, Paulie?
I am.
Florida.
Yeah. So now we find out. Is it Germany or Florida, Dino?
Plantation, Florida.
Yeah.
Just so you know, I grew up down south.
Wow.
I was looking for a little Dr. Strangelove, and I didn't get it.
Sad. So sad. And Drew changing.
Instincts. All back.
Drew, I love how you switch sides so quickly.
You're a
Based
waffler.
on instinct only.
No, not a waffler, a thinker.
That's all you got.
Thinkers are always ready for evolution.
That's what Mr. Carolla taught me. All you got is your instincts.
That's
Thinkers
all you got,
evolve.
baby.
Thinkers evolve.
That's
I
right.
gotta go pee.
All right, Dino.
I have to pee right now. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dino.
Thanks for playing Germany, Florida.
So Polly has a urinary tract problem. She gets infections recurrently.
Well, it's that rough sex.
Drew's trying to bring up. Drew has a new pharmaceutical product he's about to pitch. So go.
That honeymoon cystitis,
He's using me as his pot.
There's a whole wing of Drew's house
I'm the
that's funded by
patsy.
pharmaceutical
Well,
companies.
no, it's you got to take the antibiotics.
What is it? What is it?
The
Drew, tell us
Cipro
what
or the Septra.
the Cipro,
Or the Septra.
which was confused by some people as a drug that's only used for anthrax, which was very upsetting during the problem in Louisiana because they were sent something. It's a million different things that Cipro works for. It was identified in the media as anthrax only, but it also is for every bowel infection, every kind of thing that was happening.
Cipro is a very powerful. It's called quinolone antibiotics. It's another version that is of. Oh my goodness, I'm blocking this. And there's fluoro.
I don't know. One cares. Here's.
We care.
Oh my God,
we care. It was misidentified as the medicine that was supposed to be
Levaquin,
sent.
I beg your pardon. Levaquin is just like it.
See, no one cares.
And it's for enteral bacteria like the
Yes, it is.
Shigella and the
For all of
Salmonella.
them.
But it's good for gram-negative bacteria. It has some gram-positive activity. So it can be good for skin
Not just
infection.
anthrax, which was what it was tied to, but it's used for everything.
Anthrax had that whole thing not come up. I wouldn't have known it was good for anthrax because we use it every day for
it's
for
used for
other
infections.
things.
Yes, for everything, and it was sent apparently to help out with people with other things, and it was sent back because it was identified as only an anthrax drug, which isn't.
Can I crush it?
It was
Can I crush
sent
it up
back?
and snort it?
No.
I can't.
It was sent back from Louisiana.
Yes.
Really?
The
They sent
retards.
it back? People, whoever it's
I'm
going
saying
to,
nothing.
don't
I
have
know
enough.
too much.
It was the only thing that and NSYNC posters were sent back.
Well, I mean,
The
aren't
only
they?
two things.
Aren't the drugs going to people who first know their way around a drug? I mean, you're not just some guy making
Where
a
are those
call on a
people
loading
exactly?
dock. Well, I'm sure the guys are seeing the doctors are requesting things, right?
Where are the doctors?
I think they're over there.
They're working their tails off, and yeah,
What do you say?
nothing. Go ahead.
Well, I'm just saying. Do you think it actually got sent back?
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
Google it. Google it. That's what you did to me. Google it.
Google
All
it
right,
up.
all right.
Google
I'm
it
just
up.
saying it sounds like a conspiracy theory.
It was more of a mistake, not a conspiracy
All
theory.
right.
Although conspiracy theories are very fun.
Jonathan,
23.
23.
Yes,
What's
sir.
up? What's happening?
I suffer from retarded ejaculation. I can have sex for about 45
Whoa.
minutes, but just simply with some women cannot get off at all.
Jonathan, relax.
All right. Are you in the military, Jonathan?
No.
He's a
Wow.
clear and present voice.
You should take that energy and steer it toward a country we don't like, instead of turning on your own troops, which is what you're doing now. Yeah.
Where's Jonathan from?
Oregon.
Yeah.
Oregon. Wow.
It doesn't matter because you can hear him. You just open your window.
It's dry there now. It's
I'll tone it down. Sorry about that.
All right. You're excited. I like that. And so this only happens with certain women.
Well, yeah, here's the thing.
Jonathan, calm down. Go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
If it's a girl that I'm dating or a girl who I have some potential love for, it's bad. Like, that's when it's worst. And yet if it's a random hookup or a girl who's kind of stanky, things are sometimes fine. I don't
How long is it when things are fine?
Normal time, 5, 10 minutes, 15
All right.
minutes.
So really it's anxiety. When you're in a situation where the stakes are up, when you're sort of emotionally on the line, it's a little bit much for you, and that's okay. Maybe take it a little slower in the relationships and make sure the relationship is established before you go ahead with the attempts at sex.
And some girls don't mind, just so you know.
Some.
Don't mind the quickie.
Some girls don't mind what?
The quickie.
The quickie or the longie?
The quickie.
Well, this doesn't happen at all, right?
Wait, I'm confused.
He's taking his time.
But you mean some women don't mind a guy that takes 45 minutes to ejaculate?
No, I said a quickie.
Right, because this isn't his problem.
I think Pauley put herself in the other category.
I see.
I swear to God, he said 45 seconds.
No, 45 minutes. Most women don't like more than 10 minutes. 10 minutes is like 5 minutes even for some.
It's funny sitting around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys and them telling me how women feel.
Well, we just talk to women all night. They tell us. We report it.
Tell us what you want.
Yeah. We're just listening.
To this bladder infection.
And I'm just watching.
Metal workers.
Right. You said 20 minutes, you get a bladder infection. Most women.
Yeah.
20 minutes.
But
That's
what
happens.
Yeah. That's why I always set the timer for 20 minutes.
Stop it right there.
19 and 59 seconds. I pull out.
So, Jonathan, the deal is you've got to find ways to be more comfortable in the relationships. And this.
Well, you got to get into a relationship.
Yeah.
You're just bouncing around.
So tell me this then. Does that mean that I just need to know myself and say, hey, I can't have promiscuous sex?
No, promiscuous sex.
I thought that worked for you.
Promiscuous sex is what does work for you. It's when you actually have a...
Yeah.
Confusing.
What kind of sex isn't promiscuous?
You have to understand yourself that when you get anxious, you don't function very well. So you have to get some degree of comfort in a relationship that's meaningful for you before you attempt to climb the mountain.
Okay. Let me ask you this, Drew. Is it something that's genetic, or is it masturbation tied, or what is it?
It's genetic.
Well, it's
not tied to masturbation.
Yeah, well,
Jonathan, what do you do? Do you sell something for a living?
No.
What do you do?
Don't we all?
What do you do?
Don't work. Live with the folks.
Ooh. Wow. What's going on? You going to school?
Are you a serial killer? I'm sorry.
Well, now he's going to be.
Not a serial killer, no. Going to school.
But he
on.
wasn't going to be, and then you planted that seed.
Nice.
No, school. He didn't say school the first time. He didn't say that. He didn't say I'm living with my folks, I'm going to school.
Regular school or junior college?
No, regular school. 4 years.
Right on.
For the most part, Jonathan, that timing to orgasm in males and women is sort of genetically set. And then what gets, as you're finding out, there's sort of psychological stuff that influences. Like in your case, anxiety is typically a common thing, and it makes it worse. But, women that have multiple orgasms, that's a genetic thing. Women that have only orgasm with oral sex, that's a genetic thing.
Everything's
Guys
genetic.
that are 45 seconds, genetic thing.
Right.
Guys that are 45 minutes.
The squirting
thing is a genetic.
Who's a decorator?
Well,
touched by the hand of God.
Hey, Jonathan, have you run into any of them?
Oh, hold on a second. The squirters. Jonathan?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You ever ran into a squirter?
Never, but man, I sure wish I had.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, keep at it.
Oh, do you imagine Jonathan doing a touchdown dance?
You keep your nose to the grindstone and your eyes open, son, and you'll find a squirter. That's what my father told me.
Up in Portland, there, you're gonna. It's rainy country.
Yeah.
You know what he was going to say next?
Get your nose to the labia stone.
Tell us, Drew.
This is mason jar.
That was bogus.
Yeah, he was going to say mason jar.
Jonathan, you feel bogus to us.
No, man.
You're not going to give a mason jar comment?
Just being real.
All right, Jonathan.
Me too, man.
All right. Now
Keep it real.
Calm down. You're going to freak chicks out. You understand?
Whoa, got the F-bomb. Finally, Pauley let it loose.
Sorry. We warned you.
That's just the tip of the...
there it is.
I'm terrified.
You got to let the delay reset here.
Yeah, sorry.
All right, well, let me talk about something unimportant then. Here's the thing, too, about Jonathan. You can't hit chicks with 1,000 words. You got to lay back and have them try to pry words out of you. That's
tell
what
me,
chicks
all
like.
you males, tell me what chicks like.
I'll tell you what chicks like. Chicks like what they're not getting. So if you're a guy who doesn't talk much, they want you to talk.
Really?
But if you're a guy who does a lot of talking, they'd like you to be quiet. And they don't like seeing too much enthusiasm, but they do like to see enthusiasm from a guy who's not enthusiastic.
It is fascinating that you know more about me than me.
Well,
I'm
first
so
off,
baffled by your insight.
You're simpler than I am. And secondly, I've studied you. You've not had that same opportunity.
So you're the guy. Yeah, okay. You're the one.
Well, humans don't differ that much.
You've been in my apartment, haven't you?
I cannot close my eyes and
I'm
see
getting
it.
you printed right now, and a DNA
You
sample's
can
on its way.
You can close your eyes and see
I
it.
can promise you this: you would not have that bladder infection when I was done with you.
Michael's the one with the bladder
this. Well
infection.
under
He's the one that
20.
talks about it all the time.
Well under 20.
Yeah, the size and the timing can add to the issues with the bladder infection.
You got to be careful with those bladder
and be a
infections.
perfect partner for
Really?
you.
Yeah.
Perfect.
They can lead to kidney infections, right?
Perfect.
That can be a
Actually, the truth is that Michael actually, scientifically, is the one who gave me my background, which we said, we're not going to talk about this because we had this little thing. He gave me the background on the evolution of a bladder urinary tract infection, and I was fascinated by it.
Well, bacteria
Absolutely fascinated.
Bacteria live in your perineum that come
And
from
it wasn't
the
him
colon.
who had it, but he just told me we were talking
and
about
it gets pushed up the urethra
my
and
doctor.
grows in the bladder. And if you don't treat it while it's in the bladder, it will send up the ureters and
That's
hit the
fascinating
kidney.
to me, anti-gravity.
And well, it just climbs up, and it's extension of an infection in a closed space, basically.
Kidney's
and once
bad.
it hits the kidney, you'll start vomiting, get high fevers, have to be in the hospital,
really?
and get kidney
Oh,
failure.
yeah.
Wow.
These are not. This is people. Listen, this is one of the many ways people died from sex before antibiotics.
It's very serious, and Cipro is
Well,
one of the
quinolones
things.
are common. More common. They actually use the sulfa medicines now because the women that are prone to bladder infections really have to take antibiotics every time they have sex, and so sulfa is a little.
What's the difference?
Or unless you drink or take, so I was told cranberry juice.
It helps,
There's
but it may
something doesn't help, but it has to be done
And
prior
Budweiser.
to, which doesn't help
Maybe.
after you know.
Maybe.
So-
Yeah, it may help. May help.
All right. Nothing
Not
that tastes
really?
good
Maybe
really
not
helps.
true?
Maybe not. It's just the mechanics of having sex pushes the bacteria in, and not much you can do about that sometimes.
Chris,
sometimes
what's the difference between a bladder infection and urinary tract infection?
they are the same thing.
All right.
Does
Chris?
one move to the other? Do they create each other? Doesn't the urinary tract and bladder? Is it the
Urinary
same
tract is just referring from your kidneys to your bladder to your urethra. That's the kidney tract. That's the urinary tract. And bladder is specific to the bladder, which is what happens before it gets on up to the kidneys.
Hey, you know what they ought to do? They ought to name subway and light rail systems after these things so people knew, because the L and the R and all that stuff and the numbers and everything.
Called the kidney and the ureter?
Yeah, but this has
Well-
a cute name. What's it called? Honeymoon? Something.
Cystitis.
It's got a cute little
No, not
logo.
that part. I just mean you know where you're going. It's sort of, if you're getting on at the ankle, you'll be getting off at the hip.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
There's a succession here.
Yes.
That's a way for people who travel to learn about the urinary tract, and not only that, but the lower bowel.
Oh, wait till we get to the cardiovascular system. Oh, my God.
How would it go, Drew?
Femoral artery, iliac artery.
You might get on there.
Fantastic.
Well, where might you get off?
In the heart. Get off in the
This is-
right ventricle.
But you don't want to get. It's like that little. What's the film with the little tiny ship that sails through the all the different arteries and things.
I think that was a dream.
Fantastic voyage.
Fantastic voyage, which
Yeah.
you've just taken us on. Thank you, Dr.
Yes.
Drew.
Yeah, except for not so
And
fantastic.
except they don't want to go into the right.
Yeah, that's called the boring voyage by Dr. Drew.
Well, they hit their arteriovenous malformation that sent them into the left ventricle.
Now
Or
it's exciting.
everything I wanted to know about sex. There was also the.
Chris?
That was
All
family
right, let's pretend like we're on the air for just 10 minutes.
Are we on the air?
Right.
Chris, you're 16.
Are you telling him that, or did he tell you that?
Chris, I'm trying to
You just
pretend
bet
like
you're
we're on the
guessing?
air.
Chris, you there?
Hey, my name's
16.
Chris.
There we go. Go ahead. Yeah.
You're 19. Go ahead.
Okay, I had some questions for the NCIS people, but first I just want to tell them I have a friend that's absolutely in love with that show, and thanks to him he got me into it. But anyway, I was wondering if you guys had some history with forensic science before you were on the show, or did they just do a casting call and you guys got picked?
They're actually.
Yes. They went to years at graduate level training.
Yes,
You did?
Yes, Pauley Perrette.
Whoa, what?
Yeah.
Did you? Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Yes.
He knows that. Everybody knows.
Come on.
I went to school. I'm a criminal science major.
You are?
Yeah.
All right. You don't want to talk
Everybody
about
knows,
it?
Yeah. No, sure.
Come on.
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about it.
I went to school for criminal science, sociology,
didn't.
and psychology.
You did?
All three.
Where'd you
yeah.
go to school?
Down south, and
That means not prestigious.
And,
What do you mean down south?
I did. I went to school down south for
Where-
sociology, psychology, and criminal
Where'd
science,
you go to
and I
school?
was planning a career in forensics and
You were?
perhaps FBI. That was my
Really?
thing. Yeah, and amazingly enough, full circle, I now play a forensic scientist on television.
Wow.
And yes, it helps me with the big words.
Michael, but you had no interest in this before the gig, right?
He just wanted to be with somebody who studied forensic science.
Right. No. Right. I had absolutely. I studied political science,
Yeah.
which is much different. And Yeah,
really.
no real interest in the forensic world.
Well, caller Chris, who's now 19, I was going to yell at you for asking such a stupid question, but it turns out...
He knows exactly what he's talking about.
He does. Chris?
I was also wondering if you guys know of some good schools where I could take forensic science classes, because I'm interested in becoming...
Well, you just go down south. That's where the best
apparently
ones
they're
are.
cropping up everywhere. In the last 5 years, the F word, meaning forensics, was unknown to people. I think in real life, it didn't actually mean what you see on television. It means to detect and to discover and to study. But now the word forensics, that F word that's been so celebrated on television, the programs are packed and they're in a city near you. It's everywhere.
I imagine these shows are doing what Top Gun did for naval enlistment in terms of people wanting to be pilots. I mean, nobody knew you could do this as a gig.
Or what summer school did for substitute teachers.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Mark Harmon, everybody. His greatest role yet. My greatest role is a mother. True, but Mark, in his greatest role yet, the timely 1986 reference.
He's
Summer
adorable.
School.
You Googled that. You know you did.
He's hot. He is hot.
He's wonderful.
And, Mark Harmon's one of these guys that looks the same. Like, he clearly not the same Mark Harmon that was in Summer School 20 years ago.
No,
but
his hair is now pure silver.
But hot. Silver
Very
hot.
Silver fox.
Yeah.
That's what we call him.
Yeah.
But where'd you go to college?
I actually had a really disastrous teenage time. I went to 4 different colleges. I went to Boston University, Menlo College in Atherton, California, the American College in Paris for a semester, and then American University in Washington, D.C. And then I dropped out.
Something just happened at American University.
I have no idea.
A professor got killed or something.
All right,
some crazy
here we go.
It wasn't
all I know is
Michael.
we had something called the Khashoggi Center, which was a very strange, large building that they were always like weapon convoys going through the Khashoggi Center. I was never.
Did you dream that, or did that really happen?
No, I dreamt that.
And where you go to college? You went to college?
I went to school
Down south.
Yeah, down
But
south.
where?
Down south. There's only one college down there.
It's the enigma of Pauley Perrette. It's
Not really.
presented to you in this very mysterious package.
Duke? You go to Duke?
You know what? No.
You go to Duke. You say you go to Duke.
Emory?
Josh?
Emory? UNC?
All right, I'm pretending like we're doing a radio show and continuing with phone calls. Josh?
Where's Josh?
Hello?
Hi, Josh.
Hi.
It's Pauley.
Okay. So I'm going out with this girl, and she's African American.
Bogus.
I'm not bogus.
Well,
Gay and bogus. Gabus.
Hear me out. Okay?
That was my frat name.
listening.
And she's black, but also my family is sort of racist. Like, I don't think they're KKK members, but like they make like racial comments, and they don't approve of like interracial dating.
What is your question?
Yeah,
for
what
us?
do you want?
Yeah, what do you want from us?
Okay, sorry. So my question is, and also I'm really close to my family. So my question is, should I go with the girl or should I go with my family? Because I'm really close to both of them.
Homobus.
I'm sorry?
Bogus.
Homogus. It's bogus and homosexual at the same time. Look, Josh, who are you kidding? This is a bogus call.
Why?
This is not a question. Why? A, I can hear it in your voice. B, you sound gay. 3, you don't have a girlfriend. D, you've never been laid once in your life. And R, or wherever we're up to.
No,
It's just
no
it's not
question.
fitting and
There's
no question.
No question.
You have nothing.
Fellini's Satyricon, Josh.
No.
Yeah, but it's
Go with your family.
You want us to tell you
what year you think we're in?
I understand, but it's not really a question. It's you're going to you have a girlfriend.
I want to know which one should I go with, my family or this girl? Cause
That's not a question.
That's not a question.
It's not a question we can
I go
answer.
with my family because I am close to my family.
It's not a question we can answer. It's we can't tell you how to live your life.
We don't know your family or your girlfriend.
What would you do if you were me?
I would get a magic 8-ball.
Josh,
and shake it.
What do you mean go with your family? Do you have to live with them for the rest of your life?
Or do you have to leave them in order to date your girlfriend?
Do they have weapons?
How do they know who you're dating?
How old are you?
20.
What's your sign?
Are you in college now?
Yeah.
Where are you in college?
I'm at
Down
a community
south.
college in Colorado.
What, University of Denver or something?
No, community.
Right. There's that Denver right downtown.
Let me explain something, by the way. It's junior college, because when you call it a community college, it erases the negative stigma that needs to be there as a motivation to get people out of junior college.
Yes.
Community college sounds like you're doing a great thing, not only for the community. It's got the word community and college right in it.
Right, right. Where's your junior college T-shirt that I got you in New York?
Oh, it's too tight.
Oh,
I'll put it on. If it gets up to past 90 in here, and we're only at 86, I'll put it on. Josh, when are you moving out of the house?
I've already moved out, but like we have family reunions. My dad is paying for my college.
Well, first off, what do you have to pay
for junior college?
It's $4 a unit.
For my junior college, I think I'm only taking.
Hold on a second. Let me explain something. Let me explain. Like when your kid goes to Harvard, your parents are paying for college. When you go to junior college, they're paying. They're paying for being bad parents. They're paying for not working with you. They're paying for not going over. They don't mean paying figuratively. They mean it figuratively, not literally. They mean they're actually paying the price.
They're paying the price. They're being paid.
The human toll, the disgrace
How do you feel about
and the
racism,
shame.
Josh? What are your views on racism, Josh?
He's got an African American girlfriend.
Yeah, he loves
Does he? But does he? What do you think?
He's a virgin, though.
Yeah, I'm a virgin.
Yeah, we can hear that.
I can hear that.
Okay.
So,
Josh,
I don't even know that she's your girlfriend. I don't know that she knows she's your girlfriend.
What do you mean by that?
Well,
you're not sleeping with her.
You're not sleeping with her.
Oh, okay. This girl I'm dating.
Well, how long have you been dating her?
6 months.
How many times have you gone out with her?
Too many times to count, really.
Right. But if he wasn't going to junior college, he could count past 4.
I just saw this movie.
And what have you done with her physically? Have you kissed her?
Yeah, I've made out with her.
But nothing past that?
I've sort of like felt her butt and stuff. But
felt my mom's ass earlier today outside her pants. Let me explain black chicks. They're getting down with you if they're into you. Oh yes.
Well, any chick will be, by the way.
Do you know her name?
But here's the deal, Josh. Are you on medication or is this bogus?
Okay, all right. Here's what's going. Okay, now I might shift from
Adam's
bogus.
revved up. Look, he's revved up now. You can see it. By the way, there's a light that gets in his eye.
I might make the shift from bogus to sort of socially retarded.
Yes,
and when I mean retarded, I don't mean like, ugh, I just mean the opposite of advance and retard, like held back.
Right, which is why when he asked us a question, we're like, what? What? We're
Josh
confused.
is emotionally 12 or 13.
Yes.
And I knew he was a virgin.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not sure if you talk to this girl, if she would say, Josh is my boyfriend, she might say, he's a guy I know from school.
Right, and you know, like a 12-year-old will begin spinning yarns about the rest of their life based on a crush. That's kind of what he's doing.
And also, if he constructs a question based on the racism in his family, then it's all of a sudden it's like he has a girlfriend.
Right. Right.
But I'm not so sure she exists.
Right, it ups the meaning of the relationship.
And maybe it's that they're not at the point that they are accepting or trusting anything that he does right now, not just the girlfriend, but probably several things.
I don't know that. I don't know if does this. When's the last time this girl called you, Josh?
Earlier today.
Josh?
It was earlier today.
To tell you to stop calling her?
No. Just
no.
That.
Why do you think you haven't slept with her yet?
I don't know. I believe mostly in saving yourself for marriage.
Right.
But also just, I don't know if I'm ready, I don't know if she's ready.
Why do you seem so...
But 6 months.
Yeah, Josh, why do you seem... Were you homeschooled or something? Why do you seem so sort of behind socially?
I don't know, man. I'll have to think about that one, because...
Well, no, did you date normally in high school?
Did you ever have any head trauma or anything like that?
Is this your first girlfriend?
Were you hospitalized? Is your first
Yeah,
girlfriend?
Is this your first girlfriend?
First girlfriend.
Yeah.
At 20, that's still a little late,
You sound like a late bloomer, Josh.
Well, I'm kind of ugly.
Buddy.
Come on.
That's also kind of the reason why I like this girl so much, is because she doesn't care about what you look like,
Yeah.
And I'm 20 years old. I haven't had a girlfriend before, but I think she might be the one.
Well, no, but Josh, don't spin the yarns.
All right, Josh. Here's what you need to do. Don't worry about your racist parents as it pertains to her. I'm just going to answer this like I believe it.
Yeah.
Just continue dating her. Good. Don't have sex. We don't need a bunch of little Joshes running around out there. Not that he's going to name them all Josh, but you know what I'm saying.
Josh's a sweet guy.
Right. He's a sweet guy.
Good luck, buddy.
And good luck. We deal with plenty of a-holes. You're not one of them.
Yes, thank God.
And don't date someone just because you think it's the only person who's not going to think you're ugly. I mean, that's not the reason to date someone.
Well, it's not when you're good looking, but when you are actually ugly.
It's okay to be realistic.
Bad. Yeah, be realistic, everybody.
No.
We'll take a quick break. We'll be back after this. Everybody, it's Loveline. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew.
Is that 9 Inch Nails?
I don't know.
Yes.
Nin.
It's Nin.
That was
Does that mean something that it's 9 Inch Nails?
That's Julian West, I think.
Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Pauley and Michael both here from NCIS. Tuesday nights, 8 o'clock on CBS.
It's the craziest crime drama comedy.
It's definitely the funniest.
Slapstick. You get to watch Pauley Perrette dance around in a little white outfit
That's
and
not
solve
true.
forensic mysteries.
Well, maybe a little bit.
Joe?
Riddle me this, Joe.
Hey, what's up,
You're
guys?
25.
There you are.
Yep.
What's up?
Yeah, I got a major problem.
Ooh, good boy.
Right now, well, I think it's major. I don't know. I'm married. Things are going great, but a lot of times, man, I love porno, man. I'm like addicted to it, and I'm kind of afraid because I'm still interested in my wife. We still have sex and things are cool, but I mean there are times where I just rather have the porn, and I'm getting kind of worried about it because I don't want to mess with my marriage or nothing.
Are you doing anything weird? Are you sort of getting into more and more peripheral kinds of porn, or is it the same thing over and over?
No, it's just the basic stuff. I'm not into nothing weird.
Are you ever been addicted to sex or any other addictions?
I've had some issues with some drinking. I don't think it was full blown out alcoholism or nothing.
And were you traumatized growing up? Any sexual or physical abuse?
Well, you know what? That's what I was kind of thinking after listening to your show. I was trying to evaluate myself.
Yeah.
But when I do have a feeling that something might have happened when I was a child. I don't know, but I could tell you that at the age of about, kindergarten, going into first grade, I had a massive weight gain. I had some emotional problems growing up, a couple of little things like where...
Was a massive weight gain your uncle on top of you?
It might have
if you put like 200 pounds on, I did that once.
And what was the other thing?
That was just a goiter.
You were telling me some more? That what happened?
It was just drastic. I mean, I could see it from like a picture. It just really triggered a lot of memories. Not too long ago, I seen a picture from like kindergarten to first grade. And it was like, unhealthy, and I just really struggled with self-image. I'm in shape now; things are good, but I still struggle sometimes with the self-image. And
all right, I bet you're one of these guys that's in too good a shape.
He's well
shaved, and getting on the juice, and
I ain't doing all that stuff, man. I like to eat too much.
All right,
but you don't do steroids.
Have I?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, see, that's what Adam's saying. You're that kind of you fit that profile.
Yeah, here's the thing, Joe. Well, and your name is Joey from Detroit. I'm from Detroit.
You gotta take steroids then.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I think you're one of these guys that's worried that you're going to spin out, but you're not quite spinning out yet.
Well, because he has the potential to spin.
Because you have the potential to spin. And the deal is if you want to watch your porn and still remain intimate with your wife, that's fine. It's when you start making buddies on the internet and start spending money on prostitutes.
Yes, you're headed in that direction. Yeah, that's where you're going.
You go from the hypothetical porn world or the harmless porn world into the actual part where you're harming your relationship.
And that's what addiction and compulsions tend to be. And it is, in fact, a history of boundary problems such as sexual abuse and the biology of addiction that sets people up for that. So you have all the ingredients there. The fact that you've been on steroids, you've had a drinking problem, it's all part of that addictive chemistry.
So, Joe.
You got something going on here, buddy.
Maybe I ought to get a little therapy or...
Do you enjoy watching it more than you enjoy the act itself?
No, I enjoy it, but even if I have sex, like maybe 2 hours later, I still want to go watch porn probably.
How about, do you share the porn with your wife?
Occasionally, yeah.
So that's all right.
What does she think?
I think she knows I enjoy porn, but not to...
What does she think about porn?
Oh, she likes it, but I mean, not all the time.
All right, Joe.
See where this is going.
Not it.
Yeah, you guys are missing it. He's got his relationship, and they've got sex, but he's got his compulsive behavior that's evolving. And right now, it's about porn. But next year, it's going to be about prostitutes.
Well, it used to be about steroids.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
If I want to correct this behavior, then should I just cut that porn out?
Well, it's an interesting question. Yeah, if you can, you're going to have whatever you do. There's going to be a reaction, is the thing. And unless you sort of replace all this with some more emotional health, it's going to be tough to keep it on a path to sort of a fulfilling experience, fulfilling relationships. And whether you get involved with a 12-step or get a therapist or get somebody to sort of help you along with this, it's not something you're able to do alone. Let's put it that way.
Let me ask you this
question. Not successfully, not the way you want it to be. And you're insightful, Joe. You've got what it takes to get better. You sort of see the problem. Get a mental health professional to help you out with this.
Let me ask you this question about males wanting some kind of secret life within the relationship.
Yes.
And for some, it means going out and seeing prostitutes, and for others, it's just escaping into some comic book collection down in the basement.
Yes.
But I believe
men do that.
That most men want to have some sort of secret life within their relationship.
What it is, it's not a secret life so much as a secret space. They want to climb into a cave by themselves.
Yeah,
they want to be left alone a little bit.
I think you can call it a secret life in the sense that there's a couple of things that I do that I don't want you knowing about. I don't want you to have any knowledge of. This is about me,
just mine.
And I need this in order to stay in this relationship because men are sort of wired to have that autonomy. And women are wired to be a little bit different.
Why are you wired that way?
Do you think it's socialization?
No,
if it's socialization, what?
No, it's not. You have a
nesting.
You have two large.
You
as a female have two large chromosomes that make you female. They have tremendous amount of genetic information on them. What makes us male is a little piece of DNA called the Y chromosome. It's very simple, has very limited information. It's the same in all three of us. So what makes us male is simple.
Count Rick, the engineer.
And Rick, too.
What is
on the nature-nurture, we are 100% nature, not nurture.
We differ from chimpanzees by 300 base pairs. We differ from you, us men, by an entire chromosome. To not pay homage to that profound biology is naive.
To not pay homage to sociology and nurture is incredible.
No, that's
nonsense. They both exist. They both are.
Anyone who raises kids knows you give a little girl, you give a little boy. The boy picks up a thing, tries to turn it into a gun.
You can't force the kids into.
That's retarded '60s thinking.
Yeah, it really has been profoundly.
There are differences. There's just huge differences between males and females.
No. There's no difference. As a human species, nature and nurture are both a part of everything that we are.
Sure they are.
Both of them are. And to say that either one is responsible for anything is ignorant.
Well, you got to look at it this way. How did it get the way it is?
What set it up?
Talk shows?
What drove it
before media existed? How did we get where we are?
Both. Absolutely.
Well, before people's minds could be poisoned through television and imagery and magazines and stuff, millions and millions of years ago, who decided that men will go out and build a few bridges and hunt a few animals and drag a few carcasses? But how did that begin, though?
Their wife.
No, somebody sat down and decided the men were going to do
Did the man sit down and decide that? And by the way, why did we decide we got to go out and hunt and the chick gets to stay home?
Right,
I would have gone the other way around with that.
I don't know, baby. I'm a hunter.
The biology is so profoundly different that now medicine even is having doctors that just dedicate to women and just dedicate to men.
Absolutely.
We're even seeing that the cells function differently.
Absolutely, but sociology has evolved with every year as well.
No, the biology is so profound.
You don't think our sociology has evolved? What about the everything about sociology evolves with every bit of information and misinformation?
Here's the thing.
Way to raise kids.
Guys,
everybody says that.
Guys,
like you can't think before you spawn.
Guys have
the experience will change you.
All right, let's try to get back here for a second. Yeah. Guys have that built into them. That sort of I need my space, I need my autonomy.
Planet of the cave bear.
Testosterone causes a need for independence.
Now, the good news is I can stay in a relationship. I can be monogamous. I can not cheat on my partner.
We're very proud of you.
That's the sociology part, by the way.
That's all I'm saying. It's both.
The sociology is what contains.
No, the sociology is beat
beat men down into containing being in a relationship. That's the sociology part.
Yes, just give me my train set in the basement, a little stack of porn down there that no one messes with, and I can stay in this.
That's exactly what I want.
There's nothing more sort of evident than, say, masturbation, where no matter how you shame and frighten a man, he's going to masturbate.
I'm doing it now. I'm doing it now.
And a female, you raise females, we don't shame them. We encourage them. It's nice. It's normal. They're not interested. A man, no matter how you force them.
If you think females aren't shamed, maybe you didn't grow up down south in the church.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot, and that is again socialization. You cannot put one thing. Take one thing away from another. It depends on who you're around, what environment you're brought up in. The South is very different. The church is very different. Anywhere it is, and anywhere in the world.
Yes, but interestingly, the kids that are traumatized like that become hypersexual. They don't become less sexual, they become more sexual. So when you take a kid and you beat them up like that, they become more sexual. When a male, you try to beat them up like that, they don't become, you can't force it out of them.
We just had someone call that said she was raped and she doesn't want to have sex anymore, so it also depends on the person.
What you see with those people at the rape is they fluctuate, they develop a bipolar syndrome where they go between hypersexual and hyposexual.
All right.
This is the fact.
Hyper and hypo really...
it's like a maser and a laser.
These are clinical facts. These are not opinions. These are facts.
Drew, you got you and your clinical facts. All right, but listen, we say hyper and hypo.
Bipolar, let's say bipolar.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah.
All right, well, it's like, but it's like micro and macro. They shouldn't mean totally different things.
What? Because they have 4 letters the same.
Yeah, micro and flume.
Yeah, well, flume means something else. But we'll take a quick break.
Damp and wet. Isn't damp wet?
Damp
is wet.
All right, let's keep going. I'm getting damp. It's hot in here. We'll take a break. We'll be back after this. Hey, everybody. It's Loveline. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Michael Weatherly in here tonight. Pauley Perrette in here tonight. From NCIS, which is on Tuesday night, CBS, 8 o'clock. Drew?
And tonight, as in every night this week, we're giving away an iPod Nano. And tonight, it's going to Lisa from Citrus Heights. She is 19.
Yay!
Yay, Lisa.
Lisa!
She's going to love this thing.
So, Lisa, you have 11 minutes and 13 seconds to claim this baby. Otherwise, it's going home with me. That's how it works.
Go, Lisa, go.
It has a vibrate function, too, Lisa. You're going to find this thing is really fascinating.
He's lying to you.
I think Anne's got it.
Oh, okay.
It's en route.
All right. So, God bless Lisa. Vanessa?
Yeah.
You're 18?
Yeah.
What's up?
I have a question that I hope you guys can answer.
All right.
There we go.
Okay, well, I just recently broke up with my boyfriend, and he didn't necessarily want to be with me while we were together. We were living together and everything, and he was cheating on me, but I still stayed with him. He was an alcoholic, and he would, verbally abuse me, and I still stayed.
How old was he?
Well, you're 18. You have to gut it out when you're with a verbally abusive alcoholic.
How old
you just
was he?
got to gut it out.
He's 25.
All right, so your dad was an alcoholic.
Where's your dad?
I'm in prison.
He's in prison. Did he abuse you?
When I was younger, yes.
Right. Was he an alcoholic, too?
No, he wasn't. He was a
drug addict.
He did something.
He was a drug addict. This is the pattern, Vanessa. When you have an alcoholic, addicted, abusive male, as a father, that's who you look for your partners, particularly when you're as a young adult as you are.
What's he in for? Some sort of white-collar crimes and junk bond trading, something to do with the RICO Act?
Or sexually abusing Vanessa.
What's he in for?
Assault and battery against an officer.
Oh, nice.
Battery against an officer, but he had to have a nice long list of priors before that, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he was in the...
you get battery against an officer when an officer's trying to take you in for something else.
Right.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure because I haven't seen him since I was about a year and a half.
All right, but Vanessa,
well, now you got another criminal to shack up.
Right, you don't stop shacking up.
What's the plan, baby? Come on,
you've got to break this pattern. You've got to.
We're pulling for you, Vanessa.
How about it?
Well,
break up with this guy and go be on your own for a little while.
All right, if you can't do that, how about some Al-Anon or Alateen and go with a group of people who've had alcoholic addict parents like yourself, oftentimes with trauma histories. Get a sponsor, work the steps. It's free. Get some support. Learn to sort of tolerate relationships with people who actually appreciate where you're at and who love you for who you are and experience you as a whole person, rather than continuing this dance with abusive a-holes.
Well, we did break up, but the thing is,
Yeah.
calling me.
All right. Well, don't answer the
There you
phone.
Yes.
All right.
You have the power to change
Block
the
his
channel.
number.
Just
Block his number.
Don't get pregnant. That's the key.
Oh, that is the key.
By anybody, every time. At any
No,
time.
it's the key for everyone. Yes.
Oh, well, he can't have kids, so
Why?
No.
I have no idea. I never asked him.
Well, assume he can.
Yeah,
This
don't
guy's
believe
he's a
that.
criminal.
Don't believe that. Why would that be true if nothing else is true?
How do you know he
Because
can't have
we
kids?
tried.
You tried.
Well, no. Trying and not succeeding a couple of times, right, fellas,
doesn't
does
mean
not
anything.
mean anything. That does not. If a guy tells you that's
Means nothing.
No, he's he's a liar. Why would he tell the truth about
Vanessa,
that?
I want you incarcerated for trying, by the way.
Yeah, what are you thinking?
Because you and your kind do more damage to the society than anything. You know, we sit around worrying about terrorists all day long. Meanwhile, you're cranking out kids with guys like this, and it's a cancer that's growing from within. Don't worry about the borders. Don't worry about who's coming over here. Terrorists come over, they just get a couple of hundred, couple of thousand people. This is
Millions.
tearing away at the infrastructure of this country, because this kid is going to be a mess, whether it's a guy or a girl.
What does Vanessa do?
For a living?
Yes, Vanessa.
She's 18.
But I mean, is she in school? Is she?
Well,
Vanessa.
I'm attending a training school.
Good. I like that.
Yeah,
what are you
good.
learning to do?
Forensics.
What?
Medical assisting.
Good.
All right.
Specific. Good. Keep with that. And if you have a kid, you can't go through with that dream. You understand?
Yeah, but help people who are in medical pain that you can help and do something good for. Don't help some loser who's lying to you.
But I mean, not only do I need help, but I know he needs help more.
You're going to help him. You're in the medical. You're going in the medical profession. You're a helper. Don't help that guy.
Go to Al-Anon, my dear.
Just
Yeah.
Go to Al-Anon. Learn you're severely codependent, bad
Yeah.
boundary problems. This can handle that. Help with
Look,
that.
here's what we need to do, too. We need to go throughout the prison. Like, when I'm in charge, I'm just going to go to every prison, call every guy out in the yard. Okay, who's got kids? What do you got? I got a daughter. How old is she? She's 11. Okay, good. We can get to her now. How old's your daughter? She's 19. Psh, okay, she's passed. We can't help her. Get the Norplant, the 11-year-old.
Yeah.
Get the other dart for the 19-year-old.
The other
What do you got?
dart.
You got a son. Yeah, how old is he? He's 18. Get the dart gun. He's gay. Okay. That was like the governor calling with a reprieve. We'll spare him. Who do you got? I got 3 boys. All right, I'm going to put you down, by the way.
Yes.
And then we're going to go after the 3 sons. That's what it is. Because this is the next wave of junkies, the next wave of criminals, the next wave of unwanted people, the next wave of junior college students. Yes, I know I'm being harsh to these kids now. This is the next wave, everyone. Let's focus on it. Let's not pretend it doesn't exist. Please.
Is she still there?
No, she's gone.
No,
we got to go break.
she's getting laid right now. Got 3 guys on top of her. We'll take a quick break.
Right
Be right
on.
back after this. Well, that's it. We thank Pauley Michael for coming in here from NCIS. Tuesday nights, CBS, 8 o'clock. Continued success to the show and to you guys.
We are going to have
thank
so
you.
much fun telling Mark Harmon what we did tonight.
Emily Proctor's coming in here from CSI Miami
She's
tomorrow.
got issues, too. Good luck
All
with her.
CSI week.
We will get to
don't
her,
know her.
yeah.
I don't know her at all.
He has no idea who she is.
We'll take a little extendo break, and until next time, Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo.
This has been Loveline. Loveline. The opinions expressed on this show are not necessarily those of the staff, management, sponsors, or this station. The producer for Loveline is Ann Ingold. Loveline is a presentation of Westwood One Entertainment.